Ashley. I've been Muslim since August 2015. Growing up, I never really knew where I wanted to go. And I guess my ambition was to just get a job. I got involved with the wrong people. I was stealing things. I got into music. I used to rap a lot, sing a lot. I didn't have any understanding as to why I was being drawn to these things. Now I have a different understanding. Now I understood that I was misguided. When I became Muslim, it was not planned. It just happened. The manager decided to bring in a fourth person. So the fourth person that he brought in was a Muslim guy. As we got to know each other, I felt that we really had a connection on every level. Specific example that touched my heart is, my name is Ashley, and I've been Muslim since August 2015, which was last year. Originally, I was born in Dulwich and I lived in Elephant and Castle for a while, and now I live in Peckham. Growing up, I never really knew where I wanted to go. I did have a lot of trouble fitting in life in general. You know, in school I was kind of always in trouble, and then leaving school, you know, the first thing I wanted to do was leave school and just, you know, get out into the world. And I guess my ambition was to just get a job. I didn't get a job, mind you, you know, for the first couple of years. I got involved with the wrong people. You know, I don't like to sort of admit my sins, but, you know, for this purpose I will. And, you know, I was stealing things, you know, intoxicating myself as such. I got into music. I used to rap a lot, sing a lot, and really I was a product of my environment and my friends. And at that time, I didn't have any understanding as to why I was being drawn to these things. I mean, now I have a different understanding. Now I understood that I was misguided, and yeah. I think in order for me to understand that I was misguided, I would have had to have felt that I was being guided. And so now it's easy for me to make the distinction between being guided and misguided. And when I became Muslim, it was not planned by me. It wasn't expected. It just happened. And the way it actually happened, now I think of it, is kind of like everything I went through previously was a link into it. And one of the sort of literal things that happened was I worked for a storage company, which I still do. And we just opened a new part of the business, so it was very, very busy. And the manager decided to bring in a fourth person. So the fourth person that he brought in was a Muslim guy. As we got to know each other, I felt that we really had a connection on every level. You know, mentally, you know, conversations we had, and I was just like, he was just like a breath of fresh air there. And, you know, even then I never sort of expected to become Muslim, you know, because we'd have certain conversations, you know, about the, you know, life hereafter and stuff, and, you know, I couldn't, you know, gauge those concepts in my mind. It was the last 10 days of Ramadan at the time as well, whilst he was there. So yeah, so he was fasting, and it was very hot, and the stigma around fasting in my workplace was, oh, if you're fasting, you know, like you're going to be low of energy, so you just need to sit in the office all day and you shouldn't really do any work. But he had a different approach. He was kind of more energetic than us, you know, all the non-Muslims. And his mannerisms as well during Ramadan, and how he had such heart for certain situations. So one specific example that touched my heart is one of our customers needed help, you know, to do something, and I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to help him, you know, let's just do as less as we can, kind of thing. And that was the sort of person I was, kind of thing. so now he had a different approach. He was like, no, help the guy. So he helped the guy, and the guy came in the next day, and the guy had a big smile on his face. He brought us all ice cream and drinks, and he was very happy. And I was just like, wow. And it made me feel bad about myself. I was like, wow, you know, like you see this example here, like I wouldn't have helped the guy, and the guy needed the help, and the Muslim brother helped the guy, and look at the reward, and you know, just the reward of seeing the guy happy was enough. It wasn't really about the drinks and the ice cream, but you know, that was nice as well. And so yeah, I went home and I just thought to myself, it just kind of clicked. It was almost like it was almost like a revelation to me at that time. And so I said to myself, okay, maybe I should try fasting. So I went in the next day and I spoke to this brother, and I said to him, you know what, I think I'm going to try fasting for 1 day.
The work of supporting new Muslims continues year-round, and you can be part of it. Over the past 5 years, IRA has been blessed at being able to introduce Islam to more than 400,000 people. These individuals need our constant support as they navigate their new faith. Your contribution of £50 to support one new Muslim gives them essential guidance and support. Click the link below, share the video, and let's go back to that interview, shall we?
Just to see. And he was like, you're not going to be able to do it, you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. I was like, I am going to do it. And I did do it. And during that day, it was a hot day, a very hot day. And the customer that I was doing this job for was like, can I get you a bottle of water? Customers never offer me bottles of water. But on this one day that I was fasting, I got offered a bottle of water. So now I see it was like a test. I was like, no, I'm fine. And I fasted throughout the whole day. And then I just continued. And then I took my shahada at home on my own. I can honestly say that some things are unexplainable and they just happen. So I can't exactly quantify that exact process, but it happened. Basically, if you are a non-believer, I would say, and you're watching me here now, then I hope that I can be the inspiration and the, sort of like example of that. But yeah, I can't exactly put the nail on it. I can't sort of explain it. It just happens. So my shahada, I did my shahada at home. So yeah, as I was fasting, I just wanted to know more about, like Islam. I wanted to know how you become Muslim. So I Googled, how to become Muslim. And then I found a website that was saying that I need to recite words, which I later learned was known as the shahada. So I took the shahada at home on my own. And then basically that same brother from my work, he recommended me to this masjid, which was very, very close to my house. And as I was praying to Allah, a sister was having a meeting about the Asraq Eid event that was happening in a park very close by. So she saw me and she said, she was impressed by the way I was praying. Once she learnt that I'd only been Muslim for a very short time. So she invited me in to where they were having a meeting, and at that time they was all breaking the fast. So when I went in there, they had a little speech and everyone broke their fast, and I just felt the energy of everybody as they were getting their food, and I got offered a plate as well. And as they passed the plates round, it was like the brothers and sisters were like just passing it on, passing it on. And I thought, wow, this is like selfless. This is such, this is such like selfless like behavior. And I wasn't used to it, and I didn't even know the meaning of the word selfless before I became Muslim. Actually, that's how deep it is. So then I volunteered for this event, and then I started to meet more brothers. I met another brother, Hamza, and he asked me, "Have you taken shahada?" I told him yes. I took it at home on my own, and he was like, "Oh, brother, it's better if you take it in a mosque." So he he made a few phone calls. And then I went to the local masjid and I took my official shahada. The prayer again was just from the internet. So at first, when I first started praying, I just went onto YouTube, how to pray. I was learning that there's, set times to pray. And then at first, what I would just do would be play the video and just copy the video. The real truth about prayer from what I've learnt. So when I was praying, I never understood sort of why I was praying and the effects of prayer. I just knew that, you had to pray. And so, I was learning. And then now it's like my understanding of prayer, you invite God into your heart. And when you have God in your heart, you will naturally feel contentment and you will naturally feel one with your environment. Hence why you pray 5 times, I believe. And the way I see it is, and the way I could possibly put it into words for someone who hasn't experienced it is prayer is like vitamin C. You know that our body can't store it, so that's why you need to keep on taking it to top it up. And as we know, vitamin C is a nutrient and it heals and it does great things. So prayer is like that as such. So you pray and you invite God and you submit and you invite God into your heart. And then once you build that connection with your heart, i.e. God, it will remove stress, it will remove anxiety, it will remove uncertainty. And it's just, an elevating feeling. And you can only really know what it feels like when you experience it yourself. It's not for my benefit, it's not for no one's benefit, it's for your own benefit. And I think it's important to understand that, because sometimes you do watch, videos or you listen to people and, people use the term like, oh, they're brainwashing. I hate that term, brainwashing. It's like, it's not brainwashing. It's actually for no one's benefit except yourselves. So maybe you're brainwashed. So my advice to any, non-believer is not to judge. And that's a massive problem that I had all my life. Was always judging things. Is not to judge, is to just experience and step in to a different realm. And what you feel will be enough for you to be able to know what I'm talking about and what I'm feeling and what every other Muslim feels.